Hello all, welcome to the class of Complex Analysis, Probability and Statistical Methods 18 MAT41. Today, I'll be teaching a topic in Module 2, Conformal Transformations and Complex Integration. And the topic that I'll be discussing is problems on Cauchy's integral formula and generalized Cauchy's integral formula. Myself, Dr. Madhura, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. Now, we will know the working rule to evaluate integrals of the form integral over c f of z by z minus a dz or integral over c f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 into dz over a given closed curve C. So we are now trying to know the working procedure to evaluate integrals of these form using Cauchy's integral formula. So either the integrals will be of the form integral over c f of z by z minus a dz, or it will be of the form f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz. So the first integral will be an application of Cauchy's integral formula, and the second one integral will be an application of generalized Cauchy's integral formula. And this we are going to evaluate over a given closed curve C. So let's know the working rule now. First, we are going to find whether the point z is equal to a. We can notice the point z is equal to a from the denominator expression. So whether the point z is equal to a lies inside or outside the given curve. So first we need to determine whether the point z is equal to a lies inside or outside the given curve. So how to recognize that is also being discussed little while later. If z is equal to a is inside the closed curve C, then use Cauchy's integral formula in the form integral over C f of z by z minus a into dz is equal to 2 pi I into f of a, or if the integral is to evaluate z minus a whole power n plus 1 in the denominator, then generalized Cauchy's integral formula we are going to use, which is in the form integral over c f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz is equal to 2 pi I by n factorial into fn of a. So this step says that we are going to first decide whether the point lies inside or outside the given curve. Suppose let us assume the point z is equal to a lies inside the closed curve C. Then we apply Cauchy's integral formula in this format if the power in the denominator is 1, or if the power in the denominator is of the form n plus 1, then it is generalized Cauchy's integral formula. So accordingly, we are going to use the appropriate one. If z is equal to a is outside C, so if it is inside the closed curve C, then Cauchy's integral formula is applicable. Otherwise, if it is outside the closed curve C, and suppose that we assume f of z, capital F of z is equal to, say f of z by z minus a, or f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 form, means Cauchy's integral formula directly or generalized form case, then and f of z is analytic inside and on the given curve C, then by Cauchy's theorem, we conclude that integral over C f of z dz is equal to 0. So we are now discussing in this point that z is equal to a is a point outside the given closed curve C. Then suppose the integral, within the integral, whatever the expression is there, suppose we assume that as capital F of z, either of power n plus 1 or power 1, whichever might be applicable to. We assume it as say capital F of z and assume that this is analytic inside and on the given closed curve C. Then according to Cauchy's theorem, we can conclude integral over C f of z dz, capital F of z dz means the given integral is equal to 0. So the meaning of this is if z is equal to a is a point outside the closed curve C, then the value of the integral is 0. So this is the working procedure to evaluate the given integrals which are of these forms, which is an application of Cauchy's integral formula or generalized Cauchy's integral formula. Now, the very first point we saw that first we need to decide whether the point lies inside or outside the given curve. So in order to decide whether the point lies inside or outside the given curve, let us discuss a point or a node. It's a procedure to find whether a point lies inside or outside a given circle. So here most of our curves, that is the curve C, will be a circle, a closed curve. So we will be deciding whether the given point Z is equal to A lies inside or outside this circle. And the procedure for that is, suppose A is the center and R is the radius of the given circle. Then a point P lies inside the circle if the distance AP is less than R, and the point P lies outside the circle if the distance AP is greater than R. So let us understand this step now, or the procedure to find whether the point lies inside or outside the given circle. We assume that A is the center of the circle and R is the radius. Then the point Z is equal to A. It lies inside the circle if the distance AP, the point we will be able to recognize from Z is equal to A, and A is the capital A is the center of the circle. So let us apply the distance formula. Square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So when we apply the distance formula AP, if the distance AP is less than R, then we conclude that the point P lies inside the circle. If the distance AP is greater than R, then we conclude that the point P lies outside the given circle. So based on the distance AP, we will be able to compare it with the radius R and conclude whether the point P lies inside or outside the given circle. And obviously, if AP is equal to R, the point P is on the circle, and in such case also Cauchy's integral formula is applicable. Means if the distance AP is exactly equal to the radius R, then P is a point on the circle itself. So again, in such case, Cauchy's integral formula is applicable. Now we can see problems on Cauchy's integral formula and generalized Cauchy's integral formula. Now we'll see problems on Cauchy's integral formula. Problems. Firstly, evaluate integral over C dz divided by z square minus 4 into dz. Okay, we've written dz already. Over the two cases are given. Mod z is equal to 3, and the second case that is given is modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 1. Mod z is equal to 3 and modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 1. Both of them represents a circle equation for us. So let us see how to do the solution. So very firstly, the given integral. In the given integral, we have z square minus 4 in the denominator. So when we factorize z square minus 4 in the denominator, that can be written as z plus 2 into z minus 2. Z square minus 4 is of the form a square minus b square. So that can be written as a plus b into a minus b in the denominator, which is z plus 2 into z minus 2. So we should have linear factors in the denominator, then we can apply Cauchy's integral formula easily. So let us resolve this into partial fractions and substitute a and b into this. So resolving into partial fractions, let us call this as equation 1. Resolving into partial fractions. Resolving into partial fractions. Let us denote 1 divided by, z plus 2 into z minus 2. Resolving this, we can write down a divided by z plus 2 plus b divided by z minus 2. And after taking LCM in the right hand side and cancelling the denominator, we can directly write down this is a into z minus 2 plus b into z plus 2. Now we give values for z in such a way that each term vanishes once. So when I give z is equal to 2, a vanishes, we can get the value of b. And when we give z is equal to minus 2, b vanishes and we can get the answer for a. So that's a resolving into partial fractions procedure. So this is substituting or putting z is equal to 2. We get 1 is equal to 2 plus 2 is 4. So 4b, or from this I can write down b is 1 divided by 4. Similarly, when we substitute z is equal to minus 2, we get a value for a. So this will be minus 4a, and hence a value will be minus 1 by 4. Minus 1 by 4. Now we will substitute a and b constants into the previous expression where we have resolved into partial fractions, and hence we can substitute into equation 1 where we had split the denominator in the product of linear factors. So therefore, first we will substitute into the step where we resolve into partial fractions. So 1 divided by z plus 2 into z minus 2 will be now equal to, this was a divided by z plus 2, so a is minus 1 by 4 divided by z plus 2 plus b is 1 by 4 divided by z minus 2. So we can now take 1 by 4 common and write on the positive term first, then the negative term, and this left hand side from equation 1 is nothing but 1 divided by z square minus 4. So taking 1 by 4 common in the right hand side, I can write on 1 divided by z minus 2 minus 1 divided by z plus 2. I just wrote the positive term first. So therefore, given question is integral over c dz divided by z square minus 4. We are taking integral throughout. So this gives us 1 divided by 4 integral over c 1 divided by z minus 2 dz minus integral over c 1 divided by z plus 2 dz. So let us call this as equation 1. We need to resolve. We have resolved into partial fractions and we have obtained this step. And under the integral, we are now substituting because the given question was integral over the closed curve C dz divided by z square minus 4 is now written in the form of sum. So why we apply the partial fractions procedure is to convert the product to the sum. So we have now converted the product to the sum and we have obtained two linear factors. So whenever it is in the form of linear factors, it will help us to apply Cauchy's integral formula easily. So we have arrived at equation 2. Let us call this as equation 2 because we have already talked about equation 1 now. So let me mention this as equation 2 for you. This is equation 2. Okay. Now, the two circle equations given are the two cases we have to discuss one by one now. So in the first case, that is mod z is equal to 3. So let us discuss and talk about mod z is equal to 3 first. So first condition, first case given is mod z is equal to 3. So this represents a circle with center at the origin, with center at 0, 0 origin and radius equal to 3. Radius equal to 3. This is the given curve C for us in the case 1. Now, the 2 points from equation 2. We have 2 different points from equation 2, no? Say P1 and P2. How do we recognize the points? We can recognize the points by looking into the denominators of equation 2. Each term of equation 2 is of the form z minus a. Okay, this is also of the form z minus a. So we have to recognize the 2 points. Z is equal to a equal to 2 from the first integral and z equal to a equal to minus 2 from the second integral. So those 2 points we have to check whether they lie inside the circle or outside the given circle. Given circle is mod z is equal to 3. So we need to check whether the 2 points 2, 0 and minus 2, 0 lies inside the circle or outside the given circle. Right. So let us mention about that. The points z is equal to a equal to 2. We are comparing the first denominator term with z minus a. We always compare this with z minus a because this is of the form f of z by z minus a dz. The left hand side of the integral in the Cauchy's integral formula. So f of z by z minus a form. So denominator is compared with z minus a. So a value is equal to 2 in the first integral. And in the second integral, a value is equal to minus 2. So z is equal to a equal to minus 2. So when we have to write down in terms of the points, say P1, this is 2, 0, and the second one, P2, is minus 2, 0. Minus 2, 0. So how did we write down in the points form is, this is always a complex number of the form x plus iy. So x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0. That is why 2, 0. Similarly, this is x minus iy, x plus iy form again compared with the complex number. Z is equal to x plus iy. So x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 0. There's no imaginary terms here. These are only the real terms. So x is existing. Y is 0 in both of these points. So that is how we write down in terms of the coordinates x, y. Now, both these points lies inside the given circle. Inside the circle, mod z is equal to 3. So how does these lie inside the circle mod z is equal to 3? There are 2 ways of recognizing this. Okay, one is through the figure, the other one is with respect to the points AP1 and AP2, what we learned in the theory. So AP1, when I find out AP1, this should be less than the radius r. Similarly, when I find out with the distance formula AP2, it should be less than the radius r. That is one way of procedure. The other way of procedure is plotting the figure. Draw the circle mod z is equal to 3 and then you can plot these points 2, 0, minus 2, 0 and you can check whether it is lying inside the circle or outside the given circle. This is how it can be assumed or understood. So we had the points z is equal to a equal to 2, the 2 points which I represented as P1 and P2, 2, 0 and minus 2, 0. And we have drawn the circle mod z is equal to 3. That is center at the origin and radius equal to 3. Center at the origin and radius equal to 3. The points that you can see in the yellow color here, they are 2, 0 and minus 2, 0 respectively on the x-axis. And we observe that when we plot the point 2, 0 and minus 2, 0, they are lying within the circle whose radius is equal to 3. The radius, that is blue color one. So radius is marked as which is equal to 3 here. It was the given data for us. Mod z is equal to 3. So radius is equal to 3. So this is one way of understanding by drawing the figure. The second way of understanding is according to the note that we saw in the working procedure. So we have A, the center A is denoted by 0, 0. The points P1 and P2 I have written. Right, P1 and P2 are respectively 2, 0 and minus 2, 0. And we find out applying the distance formula AP1, which is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, which gives us 2. I assume A at the center A equal to 0, 0 as x1, y1, and the point P1 is equal to 2, 0 as x2, y2. So we are applying the distance formula x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square under the root. So which gives us 2. And we observe this is less than 3, the radius r. If AP is less than R, then the point lies inside. If AP is greater than R, then the point lies outside the given circle. So that is the procedure what we saw. Similarly, for AP2, we have done. The choice is yours whether you want to analyze through a figure or through this. Another simple technique to understand is, see, we had 3 as the radius and the points were 2 and -2. So 2 and -2 both are values less than the radius 3. So obviously, at least whenever we have numerical real values like this, we can easily compare and directly say that points lie inside the given circle. If there are complex values over here, then it will not be such easy to directly recognize. Yeah, we cannot make a comparison easily by oral observation. Okay, at least when the real values are existing, we can do that. So 2 and -2 both are values which are less than the radius 3. So that is how we can recognize that the points lie inside the circle. So since both the points lie inside the circle, we have to apply Cauchy's integral formula for both the integrals, which we can see in equation 1. So they are of the form f of z divided by z minus a dz. So we will write down the Cauchy's integral formula and apply for each of the integral term. So we can just write down applying Cauchy's integral formula by Cauchy's integral formula. Well, I'll just write down the formula first. Integral over C f of z divided by z minus a dz is equal to 2 pi I into f of a. 2 pi I into f of a. Now for the first integral and for the second integral, I will respectively take f of z is equal to 1 and a is equal to 2 and -2 respectively. So let us apply this particular expression for both the integrals in equation 1. Taking f of z is equal to 1 in both the cases and a is equal to 2 and a is -2 in respective integrals in equation 2. It's not equation 1, it's equation 2. So we get left hand side integral over C 1 divided by z square minus 4 into dz is equal to right hand side. We had 1 divided by 4 outside. First integral 2 pi I into f of a. F of a is f of 2 and there's a minus sign and we have 2 pi I into f of -2. Let me show that equation 2 to you once. So we have equation 2 in this way, 1 by 4 outside. So I took that 1 by 4 outside and I have 1 divided by z minus 2 into dz and 1 divided by z plus 2 into dz. So a value is 2 here. That is why 2 pi I into f of 2. Similarly, in the second one, there's a minus sign. I've retained the minus as it is. And in the second integral, a value is -2. So that is why 2 pi I into f of -2. So let us find out what are f of 2 and f of -2. Since f of z is 1, f of 2 and f of -2 both will be 1 itself. Since f of z on comparison, we had obtained f of z is equal to 1. F of 2 is also 1 and f of -2 is also 1. So therefore, integral over C dz divided by z square minus 4 is equal to 1/4 of 2 pi I into 1 minus 2 pi I into 1. So 2 pi I minus 2 pi I cancel. So the integral value is equal to 0. And this is for the curve mod z is equal to 3. Mod z is equal to 3. This was the curve for us. No, mod z is equal to 3 is the first curve that we dealt with. Now we will move on to the second curve. Modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 2. Modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 1 represents a circle with center at -2 and radius equal to 1. So let us first talk about that particular circle. So second one, modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 1 is a circle with center at a is equal to -2. Center at -2, or we can just say -2 here. Center at -2. When I say -2, it is -2, 0 and radius equal to 1. Again, we are comparing this with z minus a. So a value is equal to -2. So that is why center at -2, that is -2, 0 in terms of the coordinates by comparing this with x plus iy. So x plus iy, when I compare, x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 0. There is no imaginary term. That is why y is equal to 0 and radius equal to 1. Now we need to recognize whether this particular point, whether the AP1 and AP2, both the points P1 and P2, what we had mentioned, both the points, whether they lie inside the circle or outside the circle, we have to check first. So the points are z is equal to, from equation 2, when I look into, the points are same. P1 is equal to 2, 0 and P2 is equal to -2, 0. Circle equation is only different in the case 2. Correct, no? So let us check whether both the points lie inside or outside with the distance formula. That will be easy for us whenever the center is a different one, especially. So the points from equation 2, we are writing this. The points are P1 is equal to 2, 0 and P2 is equal to -2, 0. They were the points, right? P1 is 2, 0 and P2 is equal to -2, 0. So here the center is at -2, 0. So center, let us denote center by capital A for convenient, -2, 0. So by applying the distance formula, AP1 will be equal to square root of distance formula we are applying for these two. We can call P1 as x1, y1, P2 as a -2, 0, or vice versa. It doesn't matter anyway. We're taking whole square anyway. So I'll call this as x1, y1 and this as x2, y2. So formula is x2 minus x1 whole square -2 whole square. So -4 the whole square plus 0 under the root. So this gives me 16 under the root, which is equal to 4. 4 when it comes, this is obviously greater than the radius r. Greater than the radius r, because r is equal to 1 here in this case. So what we conclude, this point lies outside. The point P1 lies outside the given circle. Similarly, let us recognize for the other point by checking AP2. Again, we'll apply distance formula for AP2. It is -2 minus of -2. -2 minus of -2 the whole square plus 0. So are we getting 0 as a root under the root? So which gives me 0 itself. And I observe that this is less than r because radius is equal to 1. And since AP2 is less than r, we can conclude that this point P2 lies inside the given circle. Point P2 lies inside the given circle. So one of the point P1 lies outside the given circle. So by Cauchy's theorem, we are going to say that for this point P1, by applying the Cauchy's theorem, the first integral vanishes. So it goes to 0. Only for the second integral, we have to apply the theorem. and Cauchy's integral formula, and we have to obtain an answer. So let us see those steps. Inside the circle, or it is one and the same as saying that it is on the circle. I can also say the word on the circle because we observe that the point P2 is minus 2 comma 0 and the point center A is also minus 2 comma 0. So we can say this point P2 is on the circle. So anyway, by applying Cauchy's integral formula for that, next one. Okay. So for the first one, since P1 lies outside the circle, modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 1. Since it is lying outside the circle, modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 1 by Cauchy's theorem. By Cauchy's theorem, the first of the integral, that is integral over C dz divided by z minus 2 is equal to 0. So first integral in equation 2. We remember we are solving for equation 2. In both the cases, we are solving for equation 2 after resolving into partial fractions method. So the first integral vanishes by Cauchy's theorem because the point P1 lies outside the given circle. Now coming on to the second integral, that is integral 1 divided by z plus 2. For this we have to apply Cauchy's integral formula. Now for the second one, the point P2 lies inside the circle mod z plus 2 is equal to 1. Therefore, by Cauchy's integral formula, integral over C dz divided by z plus 2 is equal to 2 pi I into f of minus 2. This 2 pi I into f of a, we already saw the formula in the previous case itself. No, the formula for that is 2 pi I into f of a, Cauchy's integral formula. So here a value is minus 2. That is why we are applying 2 pi I into f of minus 2. So again f of z is 1. So the answer in this case will be equal to 2 pi I only. 2 pi I only, because we got the answer because f of z is equal to 1. So f of minus 2 will also be equal to 1. So that is how we are writing 2 pi I. Now we are substituting both these into equation 2. Substituting in equation 2, we have both the integral answer. This is the first integral and this is the second integral. We will substitute both the integral answer into equation 2 to get the final answer for integral over C dz divided by z square minus 4 is equal to 1 by 4 was a constant outside in equation 2. First of the integral answer is 0 minus 2 pi I. 0 minus 2 pi I. So this gives us integral over C. Final answer is dz divided by z square minus 4 is equal to minus pi I divided by 2. After simplifying the constant, 2 ones are 2 twos. This is over the circle C, which is given by mod z plus 2 is equal to 1. Mod z plus 2 is equal to 1. So this was the solution for the first problem that I took. So obviously in this first problem itself, I took up both the cases, two different cases I took, wherein mod z is equal to 3 and mod z plus 2 is equal to 1. So in both these cases itself, it's very much clear that how to apply the problem for circle with center at origin, and for another problem wherein the circle is having a center at a different point, that is at say minus 2 comma 0 in this problem. This is the solution for the first one. Evaluate integral over C e power z divided by z plus I pi dz over the given circle C, that is mod z is equal to pi by 2. Mod z is equal to pi by 2. So let us see the solution. There's only one circle equation given for us. I did not consider different cases like the previous problem. So here, very firstly, z plus I pi is compared with z minus a, and we can write on the point A from this. And we can compare this integral of the form f of z by z minus a. So comparing given integral with integral over c f of z divided by z minus a dz. This is the standard form of the Cauchy's integral formula. That is the reason we compare with this. So we have, comparing with this, we have f of z is equal to e power z, and we have a, the point A is equal to minus I into pi. Now therefore we can write down the point P. The point P can be written from this with A equal to minus I pi. I am writing this point P. So this will be 0, minus pi. So how did we write down this? Is by comparing the point A of the form x plus iy. So when we compare with x plus iy, we observe there is no real term. So x is 0. That is why x is 0 I have written here. And y value is minus pi. We are comparing with x plus iy. Plus is compared with the minus. So we have y value equal to minus pi. So this is a point P for us. Now we will talk about this mod z is equal to pi by 2 and check whether the point lies inside the given circle or outside the given circle. Given mod z is equal to pi by 2 is a circle. This represents a circle with center at origin, 0, 0, and radius equal to pi by 2. Radius equal to pi by 2. Now let us verify whether the point lies inside or outside the given circle. So to verify that, obviously it will be easy for us, instead of drawing the figure here, since it is in terms of the pi terms and all, this will be easy if we compare with AP, applying the distance formula AP. So here, what is A equal to? The center is given by 0, 0 now, that is always denoted by capital A for our recognition. P is 0, minus pi. So we are applying the distance formula. So applying distance formula, it is square root of 0 minus 0 the whole square. So real term 0 both. And then we have 0 minus of minus pi the whole square. So we have 0 minus of minus pi. 0 plus pi the whole square. Now 0 plus pi the whole square. So under the root we have pi square, which is same as saying pi. So AP value is pi. I need to compare with the radius r. So pi is obviously greater than pi by 2. Is greater than pi by 2, and this is r. Radius is r for this. So we got AP is greater than r. We have AP greater than r. This implies that the point 0, minus pi lies outside the given circle. The given circle mod z is equal to pi by 2. Correct now? The point we have distance AP is equal to, is AP is greater than r. That is the conclusion we are arriving at. So since AP is greater than r, the point, given point is 0, minus pi. The point lies outside the given circle mod z is equal to pi by 2. Since the point lies outside the given circle, we have to conclude that by Cauchy's theorem, the given integral value is equal to 0. So thus by Cauchy's theorem, by Cauchy's theorem, the given integral is equal to 0. So what is the given integral? Integral over C e power z divided by z plus I pi dz. The integral value is equal to 0. Since the point P lies outside the given circle, we can conclude by Cauchy's theorem that the evaluation of the given integral is equal to 0. This is over C, which is mod z is equal to pi by 2. Hence the solution to the second one. What problem now? Evaluate integral over C z square plus z plus 1 the whole divided by z minus 2 the whole cube dz over the curve C, which is given by mod z is equal to 3. Mod z is equal to 3. Now let's see the solution for this. We observe the denominator is of the form z minus a whole power n plus 1. Yes, of course it is application of generalized Cauchy's integral formula. So it's an application of generalized Cauchy's integral formula. So very firstly, we are going to compare n plus 1 with 3, the power, and grab the value of a also by comparing the denominator of the form z minus a whole power n plus 1, and numerator is f of z. So let us compare and write down all the required things, then apply Cauchy's integral formula, right? And of course, we have to check whether the point lies inside the given circle or outside the given circle. Let's see the solution for this. Comparing the given integral, with integral over C f of z divided by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz, we get what and all I can compare and write down. I can write down first f of z, numerator is compared. So we have f of z is equal to z square plus z plus 1. And we have on comparison a value is equal to 2 and n plus 1 is compared with 3, which gives n is equal to 2 for us. This gives n is equal to 2. Now, given mod z is equal to 3 and the point P is equal to 2, 0. The point P is equal to 2, 0. Z is equal to a equal to 2 we have. So it is obviously lying inside the circle mod z is equal to 3. Just on looking at the value of this a, z minus a, so z is equal to a equal to 2 is a point which lies inside the circle because we have radius is equal to 3. So when I plot the point 2, 0, 2, 0 is obviously inside the radius 3. So that is how we can directly recognize. So let us mention about the same thing. Given mod z is equal to 3 is a circle with center at origin and radius equal to 3. Therefore, the point z is equal to a equal to 2 lies inside the circle. The point z is equal to a equal to 2 lies inside the circle because radius is equal to 3. So when we draw a circle with radius is equal to 3 and we plot the point 2, 0, z equal to a equal to 2 means 2, 0 is the point P. So when we plot the point P, it is 2, 0. 2, 0 is obviously inside the radius equal to 3. We saw in the previous first problem itself how to draw a circle and show all the points. You can directly make that recognition. It's actually well and good. So it is lying inside the circle mod z is equal to 3. So we can apply Cauchy's integral formula in the generalized case. In the generalized case, we can apply the formula. So first, let me write down the formula. By generalized Cauchy's integral formula, the formula is integral over C f of z divided by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz is equal to z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz is equal to 2 pi I divided by n factorial into fn of a, where fn is nothing but nth derivative of f function at the point z is equal to a. So let us apply for given function. We have already written what is f of z, what is a point and all no. So f of z is z square plus z plus 1 divided by a is equal to 2. So z minus 2, n plus 1 is 3. So dz is equal to 2 pi I divided by n factorial. N on comparison is 2. So 2 factorial into f n. N means 2, so that is why double dash. So remember fn of a denotes the nth derivative of the function f at the point a. So that is the reason we have to write down n is equal to 2. So instead of that, we have to actually write down double dash. Because n is equal to 2, we are writing double dash here. If we have n equal to 3, we will write down triple dash. Means we are actually differentiating that many times. So n represents the differentiation, number of differentiation. Of course, here I can write down the value of a also. So a is equal to 2. A is equal to 2. So we need to now find out f double dash of 2 and come back to this to substitute. So let me call this as equation 1. Now, let us find out f double dash of 2. What is the function f of z? F of z we already compared and we have written z square plus z plus 1. So keeping f of z, I have to find out double derivative f double dash of z and substitute z is equal to a equal to 2. So that is how I can get f double dash of 2. Right? So let's work out the same thing. Since f of z is equal to z square plus z plus 1, we get f dash of z first is equal to 2z plus 1. And hence f double dash of z will be equal to 2 after differentiation. So it says f double dash of z itself is 2, a constant. So f double dash of a and the a value here is 2 will also be equal to 2. There is no z here to substitute. If z was existing, then I would have taken z is equal to 2. So the value of f double dash of 2 is also equal to 2. Hence, substituting into equation 1, we can get the answer. Therefore, equation 2 implies integral over c z square plus z plus 1 the whole divided by z minus 2 the whole cube dz is equal to 2 pi I divided by 2 factorial is 2 into 2. Of course, we would have cancelled 2 previously, and the answer here is 2 pi I. So this is how an application of generalized Cauchy's integral formula can be worked out. So the third problem I took up, whole power was raised to n plus 1. So on comparing with n plus 1, we were able to write down the value of n, grab the value of a from the denominator term z minus a, and numerator was f of z. So with this, we applied Cauchy's generalized integral formula, and the evaluation of the integral gave us the answer as 2 pi I. 2 pi I. Hence the solution. Now, the fourth question. Evaluate integral over c sine pi z square plus cos pi z square the whole divided by z minus 1 the whole square into z minus 2 dz, where C is the circle, mod z is equal to 3, where C is the circle, mod z is equal to 3. So very firstly, observing the given f of z function, that is f of z by z minus a term, it is obvious that the denominator has to be resolved into partial fractions. Means I need to consider 1 divided by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 first and resolve into partial fractions. The product in the denominator has to be converted to the sum first. So that is the first thing to do with. Then f of z can be compared to the numerator term, and then we will discuss each of those points, whether they lie inside or outside the given circle. And then evaluate. Observe again the denominator. It is a product or a combination of both generalized integral formula and integral formula. So it's a combination of both of them. After we split by resolving into partial fractions, we can actually decide about all that. So let us take up the solution for this. Resolving into partial fractions, we avoid f of z term and keep it as it is. Later we will multiply for after resolving into partial fractions. So let us write down 1 divided by z minus 1 the whole square into z minus 2. This can be resolved as a divided by z minus 1 plus b divided by z minus 1 the whole square plus c divided by z minus 2. So after taking LCM and simplifying, we get 1 is equal to a into z minus 1 into z minus 2 plus b into z minus 2 only plus c into z minus 1 the whole square. Hope all of us are familiar with how to do partial fractions. Okay? So let us put values for z and obtain ABC, the constants. Put, so z is equal to 1. So when I put z is equal to 1, a vanishes and c vanishes. We can get the answer for b. It is 1 minus 2. So minus 1b, and that gives b is equal to minus 1. Similarly, when I put z is equal to 2, a vanishes, b vanishes, I can get the answer for c. So we get 1 is equal to c into 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1 square. 1 square is 1. So c. And that is same as writing c is equal to 1. Now we can go with the default values that is equal to 0 or equate the coefficient of highest degree on both sides. Anything that we are most familiar with, we can proceed. I equate with coefficient of highest degree, that is z square on both sides. So this gives me, there's no coefficient of z square in the left hand side. We have only the constant 1 in the left hand side. So z square coefficient is 0, and that 0 is equal to, in the right hand side, when I multiply this a coefficient of a that we are having, I get the product z square here. So coefficient of z square is a, and with b there is no z square term. And when I expand a minus b whole square, I can get z square here. So z square coefficient here is c. So overall, in the right hand side, the coefficient of z square to equate is a plus c. Since we know c value is equal to 1, a will be equal to minus 1. A value will be equal to minus 1. So this is how we can obtain by resolving into partial fractions the constant values. B is minus 1, C is 1, A equal to minus 1. Now we will substitute all these into the previous step where we resolved exactly into partial fractions. And we can write down 1 divided by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 term. So therefore, 1 divided by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 is equal to a divided by z minus 1 plus b divided by b value is also negative. So I can actually write down directly negative value over here. Correct? No, b is also negative. So we have minus 1 divided by z minus 1 the whole square, and c is positive value, so 1 divided by z plus 2. So this is substitution of a, b, c into the previous step where we resolved into partial fractions. Now, in order to have the given integral format, we can multiply throughout by sine pi z square plus cos pi z square and take integral over the integral over the curve C. Of course, it is a closed curve because we are considering circle equation. So we can multiply throughout by sine pi z square plus cos pi z square and take integral over the curve C. So we'll just mention the same thing. Multiplying throughout means each term by sine pi z square plus cos pi z square and taking integral over the curve C. We get, take throughout and call that as equation 1. So what do we get? Integral over the closed curve C sine pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z minus 1 the whole square into z minus 2, both are minus, z minus 2 dz is equal to, each integral I have to write down. First one is minus integral sine pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z minus 1 dz. Let me write it down. Minus integral over C sine pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z minus 1 the whole square dz. And the last term we observe as a plus sign. So plus I will write down integral over C sine pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z plus 2 and dz. So I'll call this as equation. This is the first equation number that I can give. Yes, that's equation number 1 press. Observing each of these terms, the numerator term is sine pi z square plus cos pi z square, which I can assume as f of z. So each one of these are of the form integral over C f of z by z minus a. The second integral is of the form f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1. And the third integral is of the form f of z integral over C f of z divided by z minus a. Right? Each one of these will be compared to that form. Of course, in each one of these, f of z is given by sine pi z square plus cos pi z square. Now, just for convenient, I can assume this integral in the left hand side as the integral I and call each of these integrals as I1 plus I2 plus I3. We are assuming in this way. The left hand integral is a given integral I assume, and the right hand integrals respectively I am assuming as I1, I2 and I3. Remember, I have taken I1 as a positive and negative along with the negative of the integral. I2 as along with the negative of the integral. I3 is positive of the integral. Now, we will proceed to solve I1, I2, I3 one by one and come back to equation 1 to substitute. Right. So very firstly, let us call f of z as the numerator term, whatever I told. Okay. So let f of z be equal to sine pi z square plus cos pi z square. So this is cos of pi z square, sine of pi z square, like that it is. Okay, within the sine function and within the cos function we have it. Okay, now let us write down or talk about the given circle and just check whether the points lie inside the given circle or outside the given circle. Okay, so given circle is mod z is equal to 3. Correct, no? Given circle is mod z is equal to 3. Till now we didn't talk about anything about this. So mod z is equal to 3 represents a circle, is a circle with center at origin and radius equal to 3. This is the given circle for this. Now, from the integrals I1, I2 and I3, let me write down the points P1, P2 and P3 for you, so that we can say whether these points lie inside or outside the given circle. The point P1 is z minus a is compared with z minus 1. So a is equal to 1. So 1, 0 is the point P1. P2 is also 1, 0. P3 is minus 2, 0. Because this is compared with z minus a. So a is equal to minus 2. And hence the point P3 can be written as minus 2, 0. And let us observe orally that each one of these points are lying within the given circle since the radius is equal to 3. Each of these values 1 and minus 2, each one of them are lesser than the radius 3. That is the reason they are lying inside the given circle. So let me mention about the same thing for you. So the points from I1, I2, I3, the points are z minus a, so a is equal to 1, hence the point is 1, 0. Here also second P2 also is 1, 0. So I am writing directly P1 is equal to 1, 0, P2 is equal to 1, 0, P3 is equal to minus 2, 0. How is it minus 2? This is z minus a. So a is equal to minus 2. Hence the point is minus 2, 0 in terms of the coordinates. Minus 2, 0. So the points are 1, 0, 1, 0 and minus 2, 0. Observe the coefficients 1 and minus 2. They both are obviously less than r is equal to 3. When I plot a circle with center at origin and radius equal to 3, the points obviously lie inside the circle. So we will just mention the same thing. These points lies inside the circle mod z is equal to 3. So these points lie inside the circle mod z is equal to 3. Therefore, we can apply Cauchy's integral formula and generalized Cauchy's integral formula for equations for I1, I2 and I3. So we can just mention the formulae first. By Cauchy's integral formulae. Let me write down both the formulae, that is direct one and the generalized one. So integral over C f of z divided by z minus a dz is equal to 2 pi I into f of a. Let me call this as equation 2. This is Cauchy's integral formula for S, and the other one is generalized formula It is integral over C f of z divided by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz is equal to 2 pi I divided by n factorial into fn of a. Fn of a. And let me call this as equation 3 for you. So both these formulas we are going to apply now for equation 1. It is for I1, I2 and I3 respectively. So let me do one by one. I1 is equal to, let me evaluate I1 for 2. So I1 I should take minus as it is, and then it should be 2 pi I into f of a form. A value is equal to 1 there. So we have to apply 2 pi I into f of a term. So let me do that one by one. For the integral I1. So I1 is equal to, there's a minus sign to consider within that. It is 2 pi I into f of 1 by Cauchy's integral formula. So this will be, what is f of z? Let us recall f of z once. Since f of z is equal to sine pi z square plus cos pi z square, what will be f of 1 then? F of 1 will be sine, z is equal to 1 we are taking. So sine pi plus cos pi. And we know sine pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1. So we get minus 1 here. So what happens to I1 then? Therefore I1 will be minus of 2 pi I into minus 1. So this gives us 2 pi I. Yes, I1 value is 2 pi I. This is one of the answers. So let me just block the answer. Later we need to substitute, no? Now coming on to the integral I2. For the second integral I2, let us just observe going back what is the integral I2 for us. I2 is minus of integral over C sine pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z minus 1 whole square dz. So z minus 1 whole square is compared with equation 3 for us. Equation 3 for us. So the previous one we actually compared with equation 2. I1, we wrote it in this form using equation 2, that is integral formula. Using equation 2, we were able to write this. Right now, what we have to use equation 3, that is generalized integral formula, which is 2 pi I by n factorial into fn of a. Now, could you understand this is n in the power here? Let me rewrite once again for you. This was n in the power. Right. Now on comparison, let us recognize what is n plus 1. N plus 1 is compared with, I have to compare it here. N plus 1 is compared with 2. So n is equal to 1. So n is equal to 1 means I have to write on the formula accordingly, f dash of a. F dash of a. So while evaluating I2, I will do that. So let me write it down for you. Therefore, I2 will be equal to, there's a minus sign in the integral, that's why I'm writing minus 2 pi I divided by n factorial, n is 1 into f dash of a. A value is also 1. Let me just show it. This is using equation 3, means generalized integral formula is applied. Generalized integral formula is applied. So we are taking f of z as sine pi z square plus cos pi z square, that is constant throughout the problem. Denominator, a is compared with 1. We have to take z minus 1 whole square, no? So a is compared with 1, and then n plus 1 power is compared with 2. N plus 1 power is compared with 2. If n plus 1 is equal to 2, then n is equal to 1. So that is why when I apply the right hand side formula of equation 3, it should be 2 pi I divided by 1 factorial into f dash of 1. N is 1, that is why dash, single dash. A value is 1, that is why within the bracket 1. and the minus sign is because of I2. I2 has a negative sign outside. So that is the reason we have written minus sign outside. Now in order to evaluate f dash of 1, I have to consider f of z and differentiate first. Okay, let me do that first for you. So since f of z is equal to sine pi z square plus, just a minute, yeah, sine pi z square plus cos pi z square. This is f of z for us, and observe this is sine of pi z square, as well as within the cos function we have cos of pi z square. Okay, so what will be f dash of z? Then f dash of z is equal to differentiation of sine term is cos. So cos of pi z square into differentiation of pi z square, chain rule concept. So pi z square differentiation with respect to z will be 2 pi into z. Keeping pi as it is, z square differentiation is 2z. Similarly, differentiation of cos is minus sine. So minus sine of pi z square into 2 pi z once again due to chain rule. So this is f dash of z for us. Then what will be f dash of 1? Taking z is equal to 1, let us rewrite what is f dash of 1. So this gives us cos, z is 1 now, so cos pi into 2 pi minus sin pi into 2 pi. Sin pi is 0, cos pi is 1, and the value of the integral will be 2 pi. Sorry, f dash of 1. The value of f dash of 1 will be equal to 2 pi. 2 pi. Now, just a minute, I am making a mistake. Cos pi value is minus 1. Yeah. Cos pi value is minus 1 and this 2 pi as it is. Sin pi is 0. Correct? Sin pi is 0 and cos pi value is minus 1. So that is why we get minus 2 pi here. Let me substitute that here in I2 and get the answer for I2. So I2 will be minus 2 pi I into f dash of 1. So minus 2 pi I. Therefore, I2 is equal to minus 2 pi I into f dash of 1. Just now we saw the answer is minus 2 pi. So this gives us the answer for I2, and let me block the answer. 2 into 2, 4 pi square I. Minus into minus becomes plus. So I2 is 4 into pi square I. This is the answer for I2 for us. Now we will move on to the third one. The third one is I3. So let us write down what is the expression for I3. First look into the integral I3. I3 is nothing but integral over c sin pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z plus 2 into dz. Okay, so since I3 is positive, I will have plus of the expression z plus 2. So it is Cauchy's integral formula, application of Cauchy's integral formula. So equation 2 we are going to apply. Okay, so for I3, we'll work out for I3 now. So I3 is equal to, there was a positive sign outside, so 2 pi I into f of 2. A value is equal to 2 on comparison, right? We have to apply 2 pi I into f of a, and on comparison a value is equal to minus 2. Okay, so here I have done a mistake. It should have been minus z minus 2 we have no, so it should have been a minus sign. I'm sorry for such a big mistake. It should have been z minus 2, guys. So please correct it. So on comparison, a value is equal to 2. A value is equal to 2. So that is why I've written f of 2. And it's an application of Cauchy's integral formula. So 2 pi I into f of a I have to apply. Equation 2 we have used. This is using equation 2. Right, now what is f of 2? Since f of z is equal to sine pi z square plus cos pi z square, f of 2 will be equal to sine z is equal to 2, so we get sine of 4 pi plus cos of 4 pi. Sine n pi is equal to 0, so 0 plus cos 4 pi is 1, so here the value is 1. Therefore, I3 will be equal to 2 pi I into f of 2 is 1. Hence, we can block the answer for I3. Finally, answer for I3 will be equal to 2 pi I. Now, what are we going to do with all I1, I2, I3? We are going to substitute in equation 1. So I is the required integral for us. I1 plus I2 plus I3. We have to club all the answers already. We have considered the minus sign along with I1 and I2. So no need of minus sign there. We just have to add up all the answers of I1, I2 and I3 to get the final expression for I. I1 is 2 pi I, I2 is 4 pi square I, and I3 is 2 pi I. So thus, substituting in equation 1. Integral over C, the given question I is sine pi z square plus cos pi z square, the whole divided by, let me take care of writing down the denominator, z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 tz is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. I1 is 2 pi I, so 2 pi I plus I2 is 4 pi square I plus I3 is 2 pi I. So let me sum up this. 2 pi I plus 2 pi I, like terms get added. 4 pi I plus 4 pi square I. You can leave the answer here, or you can take out 4 pi I common, and the answer that will remain is 4 pi I into 1 plus pi. This is over the circle C, which is mod z is equal to 3. So this is the answer for this, 4 pi I into 1 plus pi. So of course this was little lengthy because the function was a different one, sine pi z square plus cos pi z square and all we had. And we had to resolve into partial fractions, and we had to apply both Cauchy's integral formula as well as Cauchy's generalized integral formula. Both we had to apply and get the answers for I1, I2, I3. Hope these problems on Cauchy's integral formula and the generalized integral formula is followed. Thank you for watching.